Once you have your animal on the ground, you can gut the animal or go gutless. Some states, like Arizona, require you to pack out every edible portion of meat, which makes gutless not an option. Begin by cutting 360 degrees around one of the rear legs. Next, cut down the back of the leg following the color transition line with your knife blade up. Continue your cut through the anus, and at this point you can continue up the opposite leg or continue skinning the initial hind quarter. We chose to continue skinning the first hind quarter. In just a few seconds, we get tired of skinning with our old knife and we switch over to a Havalon knife. This Havalon knife just makes this process a lot quicker and a lot smoother. Eventually, you will get to a point where you can't skin anymore. With deer or smaller sized animals, it's not a big problem. If you have a tarp, rain poncho, or your jacket, you can cover the skin portion of the animal and flip them over onto it. But if you don't have one of these items, you can just place the skinned hide back on top of the animal. Now, if it's an elk or a larger sized animal, we suggest cutting the animal in half first or using the gutless method if it's legal in the state you're hunting in. At this point, we have skinned out both hind quarters and we are stripping the tail. Step 1 in the Outdoorsman's Resource Guide is the cut from the brisket line with your knife blade up straight to the spine. Again, smaller animals are easy to flip over. Here we have flipped the deer over and we're making the same exact cut as cut number 1. These are the first 2 cuts you would make on a larger animal if you wanted to work with the hindquarters separate from the front half. Once you have finished cutting this cut 360, remove the rear piece of hide or keep it under the animal if you have no other option of keeping him clean. Step number 2 in the Outdoorsman's Resource Guide is to cut 360 degrees around the joint on one of the front legs. After your 360 degree cut, you can follow the color transition line down the back of the leg to the elbow. After you reach the elbow, you can turn a 90 and cut straight towards cut number 1. Step number 3 in the ORG is you find the spine, insert your knife with the blade up, and cut in the straight line until you hit the back of the ears. With step 3 out of the way, you can begin skinning out this side. The Havalon knife works great around the neck because the neck will definitely dull some knives. When this happens with the Havalon knife, you just change out the blades and it's like new. Once you reach the base of the jaw, you can just lay the hide back on the animal and flip him over. Then you can repeat the process. So you have the hide skinned to the base of the jaw. Now you can cut into the neck muscle and find the big joint on the neck and cut 360 degrees just above this joint on the neck. And then you can twist the hide and the head in a full rotation or two until it detaches from the neck. Spread the hide out in the shade and let it cool. And get your hide to the taxidermist as soon as possible. Do not attempt to skin the head or salt the hide unless you first consult with a taxidermist.